Hello everyone, welcome back. It's NixikGames, and today we are doing another speed build, but it's a little special this time because it's completely based off of my childhood home. Not many of you really know what that looks like, so I understand that. That's why there was the picture in the beginning to kind of give you a comparison. I honestly don't have a lot of pictures at all, so I just kind of had to base it off of memory. I did have the one picture, so I kind of looked at that a little bit when I was doing the outside, but when it came to the inside, I had to go completely off of memory. I lived in this house probably from when I was 3 to 18 when I moved to college. And then once I moved to college, my parents moved and we no longer have the house. So yeah, I really haven't been here since about 2017. Well, I went to college in 2015, so I guess even before then. So yeah. It's been a while. I don't really remember what it looks like, but when I was going through it, like afterwards, it was so nostalgic to me. I definitely feel like I did an amazing job. I know none of you will really know for sure, but I promise you I did. It was honestly a rough start too, because I actually started on a much smaller lot, and then I realized like, oh, this house is a lot bigger than I remember. I guess I need to go on an even bigger lot. And then I had to move again onto another bigger lot because I guess this house and like the whole setup of like a typical house in the real world is a lot bigger than what I typically build in The Sims. I think it's because I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the backyard. But this house, I specifically remember the backyard, and so that's something I really focused on. It honestly looks very similar. Props to me. But anyways, before I do get started with decorating, I want to say don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you do like my content. I also would love if you could comment and let me know if there's anything that you would love for me to do in the future. I just love talking to you guys. But here I am figuring out the whole floor plan of the build. I mean, it's just a little off. So upstairs I actually had a like bonus room above the garage, but the house was built in a way where like it was in the roof, I guess. So like the roofing looked like that, but the inside was a room. And I didn't really know how to do that. I think there actually is a way to make that a room inside of a roof in The Sims, but I just didn't know how, and I didn't have the patience to really find out. So I just kind of like, I nixed that room. I decided to just do without it. I mean, it was just a bonus room with like our TV and like, I don't know, where I would just sit on the couch with my friends. It's a little off, but it's very accurate. I mean, all the bedrooms are there. And if you did want to download the house, I'll have it on my gallery. My gallery ID is NixikGames. And I also have plenty of other builds there, so take a look at those. Here, I am quite proud of myself for what I did here with the garage. I'm kind of upset that, I mean, we don't have cars, so I understand why we don't have garage doors. We just have the graffiti ones, but I mean, I looked through those and I was just like, no, all of these have graffiti on it. It would just like kill the vibe of this house. So I decided to put down some wallpaper and some windows and kind of like make it look like a garage. I think I did a really good job. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out, and I even kind of like made a little garage area, but that's not until the end. Here I am kind of working on the plants and the landscaping. The biggest thing I remember as a kid is how much my mom loved gardening, or honestly both my parents. They would garden every weekend, or honestly every day after work. They'd get home and they watered their plants, and I would play outside, and we had a swimming pool and a hot tub. I mean, that didn't come until later on in my childhood, not when I was really young, but, you know, I put in the stuff that I, like, remembered the most, and having the pool was, like, such a fun memory and such a fun thing to have in your backyard. Yeah, we would just, like, play in the pool all the time. I remember multiple times my dogs falling in the pool. That was hilarious, but, you know, sad also at the same time, because they didn't like swimming. But the whole house was carpeted, and there was only hardwood in like the first area. And that's just like, I don't know, I learned a lot about how different building in The Sims is compared to building in the real world. Because when I build in The Sims, I put hella windows all around the house. I put them in every unnecessary spot I can. I also like make it the biggest open concept house I can for some reason. I never put carpet around the house. I'm just always a hardwood person. And now that I'm like building this house and like thinking back on my memory, it's like, no, that is not how it is. Like there's hallways throughout the house and there's carpet everywhere because it's a comfy place to be. I mean, I guess the trends change. So nowadays there's a whole lot of hardwood, but you know, I was really, really, really happy with how the cabinets turned out because if you turn off the auto counters, it's a little button right at the bottom, right on the screen, if you can see it. And you turn the auto counters off and then you can choose the type of counter that goes in rather than it just auto doing it. The best thing about that is you can do the wall to floor cabinets, which I've literally never had access to. It never auto does that. So that was not where we had our dishes, but that was where we had like our pantry and our food and stuff. And then right next to it was the pet bowls. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just like throwing back. And then in the living room, I just remember every Christmas, me and my brother would just like lay on the little corner behind the couch. There was a plug there and we would sit and charge our Game Boys while we played Pokemon, and so many memories. Oh my gosh. But let me tell you, because once we get into the computer room, that's where I discovered Sims. I have literally millions of memories of me just sitting in that computer room, at that computer, looking out the window to the left and looking out at my neighbors' houses and people walking by and playing The Sims and just having like a blast. So this house is important. It exposed me to The Sims. You know, it sticks with me. I also was there for so long. So yeah, but now I'm elsewhere. My parents live like across the country, so it's different now, but it's still great, and I do miss them a lot. So I think that's why I wanted to do the family home. After I built it, I sent them all pictures and I was like, hey, look, it's our house, but Sims edition. And they were all like, oh, cute. I mean, I don't know if they fully understand, but they still encourage me and I love that about them. So that's all that matters to me, is that they attempt to understand my interests and still love me. Don't judge me. Anyways, as we get into the houses, oh my god, not the houses, as we get into the rooms, the main thing I remember was, my room was initially yellow. So my room is this room right in the front that's blue. And it was initially yellow, but at some point, maybe middle school, my mom decided that we could all paint our rooms a different color. And we all chose the craziest colors ever. I chose like that bright blue, and my sister chose lime green, and my brother chose dark green. And so yeah, when we moved out, my mom had to change all that to like beige colors. Like the rest of the house, she loves her beige. It was a lot of fun looking through the colors and using that type of wallpaper because I never do colorful walls. I'll do in like an accent wall, but that's about it. I do want to know that the bathroom in the master, so the master is the one that takes up the whole length of the upstairs. The bathroom in the master, I really love what I did there. That's a little different too because they had a little more room. There was a closet to the left or to the right, but I couldn't put that in there because I just didn't feel like closets were really worth it. I do remember that the bathtub had like a little shelf around it, and my mom would always put plants and candles, and that's where I would like have my jacuzzi baths, and when I was really, really young, go play in the bath with my siblings. And yeah, so I just like once I started building that bathroom, I put the tub down. I was like, hold up, we have to put this down. And I really haven't thought about that as a design element in The Sims really ever. And I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So I'm gonna definitely start incorporating that a lot. I made my sister's room pink and green because that is what she did. For some reason, I have this like weird memory of a rubber ducky in her room. I think it might have been Mardi Gras beads, but just I remember that, so I just like put the rubber ducky in there for like a little reference. And then my brother, he was super into music. He's super into like posters and stuff, so his room was always covered with posters. Yeah, he always had a little bit of like darker furniture as well, but honestly, his room is the one I remember the least. I'm really sad to say it, but yeah, I kind of remember that one the least. Okay, so here's the garage. The garage was really cute because I couldn't put much, but I remember that we had like a fridge where we'd keep like our soda and like extra food. I don't know if a lot of other people do that, but yeah, that was just kind of like a distinct thing of having a fridge in your garage. Like a lot of people in my neighborhood did that too. And I'm just about to put the like final touches into the build, work on the little shed, which is kind of held like all of our pool furniture and pool floaties, and just finish up the landscaping in the back. We're limited when it comes to plants because we need more flowers in The Sims, but I worked with what I had. And yeah, as this wraps up, I just want to say please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you like my content. I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.